All right, so page 46. We're just gonna talk through this stuff. If you guys are good, then I'm just gonna give you the assignment right away. I'm just gonna point to a random person. If you can tell me the right answer, great. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go over it in class. Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay, page 46. Carson, just need to tell me positive or negative for what you would write when you're writing the thing, when you're writing it. Number 1.
It says 36 degrees Fahrenheit below 0.
So yeah, what would you write if you were writing that? Positive or negative?
Negative.
So negative 36 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what I want your guys' answers to be. Just tell me, is it positive that or is it negative that? Brayden, number 2.
A debit of 10,540. Positive. What?
Debit.
Oh, negative.
Why? Because debit looks like what word?
Debit looks like the thing that we were talking about.
What's the word?
Debt.
Debt.
Oh, debt.
Debit.
Take away the I.
Debit looks like debt, and debt is bad, so it's negative money. Yep, that's a great idea. Write that down. Debit looks like debt, and that's bad, so it's negative money. So it's negative $10,000 and $10,540. 3, Eli.
3. Zero is negative. No, no, positive because it can't be things.
Well, remember, none of these, any single one of these, none of them, like distance cannot be negative.
That's why I said
But
positive.
you can still, if it's below sea level, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. So negative 29,035 feet.
How is it negative? You feel like keep on going down and keep on going down, keep on going down.
Because it's below sea level. Think about it in terms of,
Like below the sea, like
let's
floor?
say this is sea level,
Alright.
negative 10,000 feet. So it's 10,000 feet below sea level. Negative 20,000 feet. So it's 20,000 feet below sea level. So when it says 29,035 feet below sea level, then you need to say negative 29,035 feet below sea level. Yeah, so we are right now probably about 1,000 feet above sea level, because that's Wisconsin is like 1,000 feet above sea level, somewhere around that. If you go to Colorado is like in a very mountainy area. So Denver, Colorado is exactly a mile, 5,280 feet above sea level. It's really high up. If you go to Los Angeles, you're at 0. If you go to anywhere, I mean, there are very few places. Death Valley in California is one place that is actually negative. It's like 135 feet below sea level. The Dead Sea over by Israel is another place where it's actually below sea level, but it is pretty rare that you're going to find any land that is below sea level. Because if you think about it, that means here's the ocean worldwide, and somehow the land goes in, and then it dips. That barely ever happens. Most of the time, the land will go like this as you go up, or if you got a mountain, then it'll go up like that. Yep.
Is that why the Denver Nuggets have a mountain behind there?
Yeah, so they have like those little like miner axes because there's a lot of mining there. The Denver Broncos, their stadium is actually called Mile High Stadium. Like that's the name of their stadium, Mile High Stadium, because Denver is 5,280 feet, which is exactly 1 mile above sea level. What about Jokic? He's tall. That doesn't have anything to do with that he's playing there.
The old Denver Nuggets thing.
Oh, it used to have a mountain on it. Yep. Yes.
So why isn't it underwater if it's below sea level?
Why isn't it underwater?
Yeah.
Because so you're talking about like the Dead Sea or
The Death Valley.
Death Valley. So Death Valley. So this is what California looks like, right? Right at Los Angeles is right at the water, and then it kind of goes up, and then there's kind of a mountainy area, and then it goes back down. It's not below sea level because the ocean isn't able to tell. Oh man, we're gonna go inside and then go down, right? The ocean can't tell that. So when the ocean meets stuff, it's the same reason that when we have lakes, most of the times when you have those like things that dip, that's where you find lakes. So like Lake Superior or Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan, the bottom of Lake Michigan is probably around sea level or below sea level, because Lake Michigan, I don't know how deep it actually gets, maybe 400 or 500 feet. So it's a lot closer to sea level, and because you've got that big dip, then it fills up with water. Death Valley is just really, really hot, and so it hasn't filled up with water because it's like 125 degrees there when it's really hot.
Well, actually, now since you said that, I have like 2 more questions. And then the second one is California eventually gonna be underwater?
You mean with like the rising sea levels?
Yeah.
So there's not going to be any state, I mean maybe Rhode Island because it's so small, but most of the states aren't going to be underwater. It just means that they're going to get smaller because they're coastline. So Florida is a very, very flat state. It's like most of it is like right around sea level. So when all the glaciers melt, Florida is going to be like, it's like this. Florida's like this big, right? Oh, sorry. It's like that big right now, right?
Yeah.
When the sea levels rise, Florida will look like this. Because the coastlines, these are only like, right here, most of this stuff is only like 10, 15 feet above sea level. And so when the sea level rises because the glaciers melt, that means all the people who live on the coast, which is a lot, right? Worldwide, a ton of people live on the coast. We don't. It probably would not really affect us. We don't live on the coast. But everyone who lives on the coast, so New York City, Florida, people who live in Houston, people who live in Los Angeles, people who live in Seattle, their whole cities are going to have to move inland. We already have some problem with this, like the city of New Orleans was actually built below sea level because New Orleans is right on the coast. And so 2005, Hurricane Katrina hit, and they had built these like dams or levees to basically keep the ocean out. And those dams or levees broke, and the whole city flooded. And so you had a ton of people who were dying. You had a ton of people who were homeless for a very long time. Some of them moved away and never moved back to New Orleans because New Orleans had so much water damage to it. Because you've got this city, and think about it, it's not very smart to build a city below sea level, right? Venice in Italy is actually, the whole city is actually built kind of on top of water because the water level went up over time. And so they don't really have roads in Venice. They have like waterways that you can literally go between. So there is like some land in Venice, but most of a huge part of the city is just like water has flooded the whole thing. Yep.
So if the North Pole can get to like 45 degrees in the summer, why aren't the ice caps melting?
So some of them do melt and then they refreeze afterwards. Because remember the thing with global warming isn't that just everything's going like this. It's like the highs get higher and the lows get lower. So some of this stuff does refreeze back on. But some of it melts slowly over the summer, but it's not like the whole thing. Like the ice caps are massive, right? So the whole thing's not going to melt all at once. Yeah.
In Hawaii, you gonna get probably covered in water.
Some of it could be, but Hawaii is actually built on a mountain, like it's an underwater volcano that went up. So again, anything on the coastline, this is worldwide. Anything on the coastline, they're going to have to move further and further inland if the sea level keeps on going up. Now, right now the sea level, it's not like it's gone up like 10 feet in the last 50 years or whatever, but we are heading for that because global warming is the longer and longer we keep on putting this CO2 and we're less like, we don't have to worry about that. Future generations will figure it out. The longer we do that, the worse it's going to be in the future. But right now we haven't like totally hit. It's not causing as bad of things right now. It's just the future is really dangerous. All right, back to this. A gain of 45 yards. Evan? Yep. All right, then you need to look on page 46 in the middle. It says the locations of New Orleans, Death Valley, Mount Davidson, and Pilot Mountain. There you go. New Orleans is 8 feet blank sea level, Silas?
Negative.
8 below sea level. 6, Justice, Mount Davidson is blank feet above sea level.
Mm,
920. Yep. 7, Cassie?
Death Valley, California.
Yeah, the deepest location among the 4 locations is Death Valley, California. 8, Kira, the highest location among the 4 locations is?
Pilot Mountain.
North Carolina, yep. And then Carson 9, the location that is nearest to sea level is?
California, Death Valley.
Nope.
No.
Nearest to sea level. Think about it. Think about it this way, Carson. You need to look at the board. Here is 0 feet. This, at -8 feet below sea level, you find, this is New Orleans. Death Valley is what? Negative 282. So it's all the way down here, negative 282. At just above sea level, well, Mount Davidson is like right here, 928. So which one is closest to sea level? Sea level is 0.
No.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's N-O, New Orleans. So New Orleans is the closest.
No.
All right, if you guys look on bottom of 46, it shows you the negative number line. We already talked about that. There's also the page 47, the vertical number line. Very important that we know how this works. Remember, you go 0, then -1. Somebody's gonna do it. I don't know who it is, but someone in the class is going to draw their negative number line like this.
Most likely me.
Watch. 0, 1, 2, 3, -3, -2, -1. It sounds ridiculous, right? Someone's gonna do it.
Most likely me.
Don't do that. I'm telling you right now.
No.
I got it right there.
Be the first class. Be the first class where no one makes that mistake.
Oh, wait, what?
Remember, 0 is in the middle, then you go slowly up, and then you go slowly down, -1. So the 1 should be close together, the 2 is close together, then the 3, then the 4 is on each side. What about 0? Is 0 a positive or negative number? 0, positive or negative? Yep.
Positive.
Nope.
It's neither.
Correct. 0 is not
It's neutral, actually.
positive. That's a great way of describing it.
Neutral. Good job.
Or not positive or negative. It is neutral, meaning that it's neither of them. All right, A. Look at the A on the bottom, page 47. It shows you draw a horizontal number line to represent numbers from 0 to 6 in their opposites. What is the opposite? So first of all, if I say right here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm drawing red to represent the numbers. What do I do to draw up their opposites? What is the opposite of 1? What's the opposite of 2?
Negative.
What's the opposite of 6?
Negative.
-6.
Yeah, so then you would draw their negatives.
Wait, where are we?
No, that's wrong. You can't do that.
No!
What's wrong? I'm drawing the
You
opposite.
did it the opposite
Icky.
way. You're supposed to put the
Disgusting.
6 on the other side and the 3 on the other
It's
side and like
supposed to go
switch it around.
Oh,
Don't ever do that again.
man,
No.
You almost did a dad dirty.
a dad dirty.
Yes. There you go.
So that's what yours needs to look like?
Yeah. No! You
Yes,
forgot the
this is
5
what-
and 6.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I got to go all the way to 6.
Haha, I'm smart.
No.
Am I done?
No, yes.
No,
yes.
I'm not. What?
You forgot to add the red dot thingies.
Yeah, I got to add my dots.
I'm on a roll here. Don't ruin my streak.
What about if they said the numbers between these? Then I would not include
6 and 6.
would not include either of the 6. All right, top page 48. Draw a vertical number line to represent the following set of numbers. -26, -29, -30, -32, -34. So what's the number that's closest to 0 there?
26.
Negative 26.
Okay, so I start off at the top of it, writing. Wait, what's the number that is most negative there?
No,
30.
minus 35. 35.
No, 34.
Negative 34. So I write negative 34. Next one is
32.
negative 32.
Then 30, then 29, then 26.
Negative 30. Negative 29.
Negative 26.
Negative 26.
You're doing it wrong.
No, I'm not. That's the biggest number. That's the smallest number.
You forgot to add the 0.
Oh, okay. I'll put my 0, dot, 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 and my zeros up here.
No.
No.
Oh, the zero goes down here?
Yes.
Okay.
Erase that one.
All right, we're good.
No,
Are you
you're
guys all looking at me like
Red
weirdos
dots.
for?
You got the red dot.
Oh, okay. I'll add the red dots.
The devil eyes.
Good?
No.
No.
not.
What's wrong?
Well, let's see. the 32 and 30 are very far away.
Okay. I'm okay with it if that's the
It's
mistake
above
you make.
0.
Raise your hand if you know the mistake. Don't like flop out of your seat like a fish, but raise your hand if you know the mistake. What is it?
You forgot to do the double I and the 0. What?
Read the question. It says, draw a vertical number line to represent the following set of numbers. -26, I have all the numbers. All the numbers are correct. That is not the mistake. 0 is not supposed to be included. That's not one of the numbers it's said to include.
Oh, the following set. So like 26, 27, 28.
Hey, Brayden.
Yeah.
What was the number one mistake I said someone's gonna make it on here and it should not be us?
Oh, I get it.
What is it?
26 is supposed to go up there.
That's my number. That's
You have to.
I hate this so much.
You have to say, hey, here's 0, and do I need you to include all the numbers below it? No.
You gotta make that
Honestly,
mistake.
I'm okay with you doing this, showing that there's some dots. What is the number that is closest to 0?
26 and you should.
Not 26. Raise your hand. Yeah?
34.
No.
No, wait.
34 is the
26.
farthest from 0.
26.
Not 26. -26. Remember, these are negative numbers.
You.
-26. Then -29.
Didn't you
Then
say?
-30. Then -32. Then -34.
Oh, this makes me
Now,
hungry.
there's also 33, 31, 28, 27, all the other ones. I'm not going to fill in all the rest of them. But that's what my number line should look like. I need to have, and I'm telling you right now, I already told you, a bunch of you guys fell for it at first. Most of you came around and finally got it. Actually, all of you finally got it. But that's the mistake people are going to make, is that on the assignment today, it's going to say, hey, do your number lines and include all these numbers, and somebody's going to put, remember, this is the furthest negative number. You got to think with negatives, it is flipped. The further you get away from 0, the more negative the number is. So -34 is less than. So if I write -34 and -26, what's greater?
-26.
-26. This really messes with people. A lot. You're gonna want to look at this, Braden. -34 is less than -36. It really messes with people. Don't let it mess with you.
Oh.
Because it's greater, because it's closer to 0. Because 0 is going to be greater than any negative number, right? It's bigger than it.
Negative. Smaller.
Wait, is there such thing as -0, or is it just plain out 0?
What did we just say about 0?
Oh, 0, not positive or negative.
Yep, not positive or negative. All right. First of all, let's go through 49. Write the opposite of the number. What's the opposite of -14? Everyone, whisper. Opposite of -14.
14 positive.
Opposite of -9.
Positive 9.
Do you need to say positive?
No, you just
No.
said
You can. If there's no negative, it's applied. Opposite of -17.
17.
Opposite of -27.
27.
Opposite of 23.
You heard that wrong.
-23. I'm reading them wrong on purpose. Opposite of 46.
-46.
Yeah, so opposite just means if it's negative, then it becomes positive, positive becomes negative. All right. Look through, do guided practice 10 through 12, then you're done.